Dr. Gloria is a clinical psychologist, author, playwright, screenwriter, and cultural broker.
Welcome to A Brand New Me with Dr. Gloria. While we are enjoying our favorite TV shows, movies, and concerts, many of us are unaware of how stressful it is for actors and performers who may feel disappointed because they haven't gotten where they would like to be in their careers. Because of COVID-19, there may have been many opportunities for disappointment to occur. But in this industry, actors and performers are often told and promised things that are going to happen, and sometimes those promises never come to fruition. Even when someone in the entertainment business lands that show or that tour, things can change quite rapidly, and their success can be short-lived. Our guests will discuss their journey in the entertainment world. And while you may not be in the entertainment industry, you too have had disappointments in your life. I know I have. Repeated disappointments can cause one to give up on the goal. If you and I are going to become brand new, we must learn how to deal with disappointments. And our guests will share strategies they use for a business that seems to be bombarded by disappointments.
Trae Ireland, actor and TV and film producer. Brély Evans, actor and singer. Darlene McCoy, gospel singer and Praise 102.5 radio personality in Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, hello to two of my favorite ladies, Miss Darlene McCoy and Brély Evans. They're my daughters, so I just put it that way. How are you ladies doing?
Fantastic.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
That's wonderful. Well, welcome to A Brand New Me with Dr. Gloria. And I so appreciate you all taking time out to share your thoughts today on a topic that I think is very important for not only people in the entertainment world, but people, period, because we all have disappointments in life. And so I wanted to just ask you all, I've watched how you all maneuver. You have auditions and, projects, and even people promising you different things, and you meet people and they're going to do all this stuff. And then sometimes it doesn't materialize. So what happens? How do you all handle disappointment? And we'll just go for it.
Well, I can get started. First of all, in the beginning of my career, I had a lot of disappointments. And, of course, hindsight is 2020. I feel like those disappointments were scheduled to mature me as an artist and as an influencer on how to respond, on what happened, and those were moments that I had a very high expectation for something, but perhaps it just wasn't for me.
Wow.
And I had to learn that those things that are not for me are good for me to know, because I need to know what is for me. So a lot of times, you'll be at a door, and if the door closes, it's like you feel like you have put all of your expectations in this particular opportunity, and this is the only thing that can help me. And this can't be farther from the truth, especially if this is what you do, and this is where you are great, and this is where you can be great. It doesn't mean that you couldn't be great in this particular position or opportunity. It just means that there is another one for you. And I have grown accustomed to learning what that process is like, and especially being a unique brand. I have a very unique brand. So then me coming up in the industry, I never connected or clicked with where everybody thought I should. And now that I see it over the years, I look at the what I would call rejection as God's protection and redirection, so that I wouldn't become comfortable in the wrong thing.
Right.
There are so many other things that I felt like I could do, but I feel like I am on target with doing what I am supposed to do right now, and I'm at peace with it.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Before Brély adds in, I hear what you're saying, but how did it feel initially going through that process? What were the feelings?
Well, let me tell you, it's heartbreaking. It will make you question yourself, um, where otherwise you probably wouldn't have questioned yourself. You sometimes you need to question, why am I doing this? Why don't they? Why don't they like me? What is it about me? It made me work harder, um, even through the heartbreaks, because it is disappointing. When you have your hopes up, you have your hopes up on situations, you have your hopes up. You sometimes you have it all planned out, the check's already written. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then to get the whole
Money
let
always
down, it's like what? And I went through times where I would question myself, and and then one of the biggest things was, I've heard people tell me, Darlene, you need to compromise a bit and just change your sound. You sound, for me as a gospel artist, they're like, you're too R&B sounding for gospel. You need to sing some gospel songs so you can sell some gospel records. And I felt like that was an insult to who I am. I can't change who I am. So this means that this isn't for me. So I had to find comfort and get my stakes in the ground and my foundation sure about who I am and what it is I have to offer. And disappointments helped me to learn that along the way.
That's good stuff. Well, Brély, jump in now. What is your experience?
You know what I took from you, Darlene, is something I literally said a few minutes ago to a friend. We have to get to a place where we are not doing what we can do, but doing what we're called to do.
That's
That
good.
that thing will put us, on a path that we will find many, many open doors. Now, for me, in the start of my career, I never wanted to be an actor. I don't know if many people know that. I was never looking at TV or movies going, I want to do that. So I was kind of like, whatever about this whole acting thing. I wanted to be a singer. I just knew I was the next. Well, I was the first Beyonce. Before she even think about being Beyonce, I was already Beyonce. I'm Brély, okay? So here I am, singing all over the place, and nothing's really happening with the music. But honey, I would sing for a funeral or a bar mitzvah, graduation, what you having, wedding, whatever. So I would just be all over the place trying to find opportunities to sing, but nothing was ever catching on. So it didn't disappoint me. I just kept trying. I just was like, well, I wasn't really getting rejected anywhere. I guess I was just playing small, I'll say. To say, now that that hindsight, I'm like, well, what was it that you weren't getting rejected when you was playing small because you went to the places you knew you would be accepted? So now fast forward to this acting career that I did not ask for. Someone told me, you're an actor. And I said, okay, I'll try it out. And literally the day I met this agent, a commercial agent, she said, oh, I was leaving her office that day. She said, honey, you should have been on television. Television needs you. Oh, and count the nose. And I said, okay. She says, it's a game we play in the office. Now, in her office, from the ceiling to the floor, she had pictures of actors. Like her wall was full. These are all the people she represents, right? So I was just excited to be, among the people, but I didn't even have a headshot yet. So she goes, count the no. Everybody in the office, we count how many no's we get before we get a yes. So I was like, okay. Mind you, the acting thing is like, okay, I hadn't taken a class. I just was like kind of very, very green. So here I am. I'm going to start sending you out immediately. Just go to these addresses and do what they say when you get there. So I would do that. And so the first few auditions, I was like, oh, I got to know. So I would come home, write it down. Oh, okay, next audition, got another no. All right, well, the game is count the no's. Well, this is fun. And so I said, well, shoot, I'm on my sixth no. I'm on my seventh no. I'm on my eighth no. And so I was just going on. When I got to the 10th audition, I went in there and they said, okay, just read what's on the board, how you would read it. And I said, now see, this is the green Brély. Well, see, producer, sir, director, whoever y'all are, I wouldn't say this like this. I mean, honey, who says that at my age group? I would say, they said, well, what would you say? I said, I would say Pookie Pie. Because, that's what I call my man. I'll be like, Pookie Pie, does my butt look big in these? And they said, oh, that's what you would say. I said, yeah, because who says honey? That's for old people. That's not for, they were like, okay, this is green Brély.
Mm-hmm.
I booked the thing.
Wow.
Being my most authentic self in that moment, just being honest, not, in no way putting anybody's writing down, just saying that I would say it like that. Had no idea you're not supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
See, then you go to class and you learn some things you're not supposed to do. My point to this is the disappointment didn't come until I found out that was an expectation.
Oh, wow.
Does that make sense? So after going to acting class and being around actors, then I found out, people are nervous, people are scared, people need this job to pay their rent, people, but when I went in a bliss in not really caring about it, I had, although I had gotten those previous 9 no's, they didn't mean much to me because I was playing a game called Count the No's.
Wow.
So I think what I impart upon the listeners today is the relationship you have with disappointment is your choice. And you choose to have a relationship with it that says, oh, no means next opportunity. That's just telling me the direction is go on to the next one. Wow. So I didn't really have any great disappointments in this career that I've created in acting. It has been, because it was kind of like given to me in a way. So, and then when I think about what you've had to have something that's disappointing. Okay, I was booked as a series regular on a show, and we were there taping, and we had taped 4 episodes so far. It was an ensemble cast, and we were doing our thing. And one day, everything just shut down, and then I got a phone call that said, "Oh, the network decided to go another way."
Wow.
And I was like, decided to go another way. Well, with who? With everybody? Well, no, with just you.
Oh.
I said, now y'all knew I had these tips when I signed up. My problem. What's the issue here? And they just want to go another way. So when the show came out, I saw a young lady who played my role, who was very thin, very neat and petite. I said, oh, it was my weight. So that thing that wanted to creep up on me. I've got to lose weight so that I don't lose jobs. But it was just something, I guess I had done all the no work before that just wouldn't let me get angry, especially when I found out there was a pay or play clause in my contract that said, oh, I'm going to get paid the same as everybody else, even though they're going to work every day. So again, when I think about disappointments, I keep going back to, it was a disappointing situation, but that didn't mean I had to receive it that way.
Right.
So I hope that we're going to have these disappointing situations happen, because that's just the lay of the land of being a human being. But let's get our relationship together with those disappointments so that we can, carry on and we can fight the good fight and really, experience the lives that we are called to do, and not just doing what we can do.
Wow.
So that's been my kind of a journey of beginning of Brély and acting until now.
What you've talked about is how your thinking will dictate how you handle disappointment. So if you see it as something that is totally negative, then it's going to definitely come off that way for you. So thank you for shedding light on that, because I think that will help a lot of people that are bombarded by disappointment because of things outside their control. Well, we have just been joined by the wonderful, magnificent Mr. Trae Ireland, who is in character for a new movie. We've just been listening to Darlene McCoy and Brély Evans just give us some wonderful, sage information about dealing with disappointment. And so we are just at the place now where we want to talk about what you all are doing. I think, Trae, this is a perfect time for you to tell us what you're doing. I don't know you with all this beard and stuff. What are you doing? What are you working on?
Well, two things. I work on this TV series called The French Connection, and I was already growing this out just because you're not going anywhere for the COVID stuff, and then I just wanted to see just the older gentleman, just to look. I try to change different characters,
Uh-huh.
but right now where I'm at, I'm in Northern California, San Francisco, in San Rafael with Brian Hooks. He wrote and directed this movie that he's doing independently. And so I'm the bad guy, the antagonist in this one. So this particular look is me getting. I just got out of jail today for saying quit. Well, the
Oh.
jail. So that's this look today. So we're actually on location right now. So
Oh,
that's why you saw
awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to come and join us. We so appreciate it. And I'm just going to ask now that Trae has shared what he's working on. Ladies, tell us what you're working on.
Well, I can get started. I'm always working on my radio show.
Yes.
Always. But I started my own label. And on my
Did you?
label, I have, thank you. On my label, of course, I released my music at the top of the year. So we're continuing to put those videos and whatnot together. But I also have my son. We are releasing his project. His name is Champ. He's a conscious rap artist. We just got a joint venture deal with Dallas Austin. So we are like really about to put a lot behind him so that we can get him out. I'm very, very serious about family and taking care of family, and making sure that our family is in a good position. So we're working on that, and I'm working on a couple of big promotions for the radio shows. So
All
that's what I'm doing
right.
right now.
And that is Miss
That's right.
1025 in Atlanta. Thank you so much, Darlene.
Awesome.
Brély, what are you working on?
What is
Well,
she not working on?
Oh,
what is she not working? You know
yeah.
what, Trae? I love you. I miss you so much. I wish I could see your face. And tell Brian, why was I not in this movie?
Oh.
Hello, I should have been
He
the
here.
one.
I can go get him. You want to walk over there?
You know I want you to. See, this
Okay,
is
I'm
how
walking
Brély
over.
works. Because Brély asked for a job. I don't mind. I don't mind asking.
But yeah, we don't pull no punches, do we?
No.
None. I will be on a plane, honey. I'll be right there with my COVID mask that I sell on BrélyEvans.com. So
All
that's
right.
what I'm doing. In the face of this COVID-19, I shall not be without.
Yes.
So I had my website for forever. I had my store for forever, but I was never really promoting it. So God gave me an inkling, said face shields. And I said, face shields, everybody wearing face masks. He said, but for you, face shields. I have been selling and selling out of these clear face shields that people are accompanying with their masks. And I've been selling them since COVID got started, and it has put me in position to do some great things. And like when I had heard people, I'm trying to get the PPP, I'm trying to get the unemployment, I was sitting there like, I'm selling face shields.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're like, what is Brély selling this week? Every week I'd be selling waist trainers or face shields. So I've really been loving this new e-commerce that I've tapped into. This is something very new for me. I am going to take a page out of Oprah's book, Miss Oprah, being that I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite things on my BrélyEvans.com. So if I like it and love it, then I'm going to be bringing it to you. So there's a gamut of products and services that are not just my own. People actually, different brands have an opportunity now to have their brand featured on my site. And
That's awesome.
they come and I say yes to the brand, and we do the paperwork, and then they get to live on my site for however long they sign up for. So that's been really, really cool. In the entertainment world, as you guys know, I think, well, you might not know, but the announcement came out just a couple of days ago on Deadline that I am now one of the main characters on a new show on UMC called For the Love of Jason.
All
I play his
right.
bigger sister.
Great.
His oldest.
Congratulations. I
Congratulations.
told you
Yes.
what she not working on.
Get that work.
Always do, not even trying, always doing it. Like, I'm just so blessed to be a part of this project that I didn't even have to audition for. When I tell you, y'all, I don't know your relationships, with the God, the universe you serve, but when I tell you, if you expect abundancy, you shall have that. Like in every
Amen.
area of
Yeah.
your life, even when things
That's
are going
right.
awry, there's something on the horizon for you in those, even in those areas that are not so hot.
Yes.
So it's the website, BrélyEvans.com, this new show, and my song that I was just telling Darlene about. I have a song out, guys, on every single platform, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, whatever you use.
What?
Yeah,
That's
yes, go to Brayley
wonderful.
Evans, put in Brayley Evans in your search. The song is called Ambitious. Now, I recorded this song during the quarantine in my house. Got my microphone out and blew the dust off. And got my pen out and wrote this song with a friend of mine. And here we are. The song is called Ambitious because it talks about the things I wanted to be doing during
Yes.
the COVID, not being quarantined.
Mhm.
And we found out during quarantine that our show Ambitions would not be coming back to the own network. And so I said, well, I want people to know when your ambitions don't work, you stay ambitious.
That's
So I
right.
made
That's
a
dope.
song,
Come
Ambitious.
on.
That's good. That's good
Right.
stuff, Brély.
Everything. So please download my song and enjoy it. Have a good time and send me a video.
All
Yes.
right. Thank you. We're going to let Trae take us out today. And Trae, we've been talking about disappointment. So, what would you say to fellow actors who are always feeling a sense of disappointment because they don't get the role? Or, when Chadwick Boseman passed away, I was watching a special and he said something very important. He says, we all know what it's like to be told that there is not a place for you to be featured, yet you are young, gifted, and Black. And so I know there's some people out there who are struggling because they haven't gotten where they want to be. So Trae, what would you say? What word of inspiration would you give to fellow actors or anyone dealing with disappointment?
It's you know what? And I said, listen to you. I'm thinking to myself because we want to give the answer that's not only typical, but it's what the whole inspiring thing. But now, by being out here for 21 years, I'm gonna give the tough love. It's only gonna get worse.
Yeah.
It's only gonna get worse. As the levels go on, it's only gonna get worse. And because this generation is even more advanced, because everything has been it's so microwave and spoon fed, I'm gonna let you know. So that's why the wine scenes are exposed and everything that's going on. Someone is gonna try to sleep with you to give you another role. Sooner or later, whether it's a male or a female, somebody's going to approach you like that. Someone's going to betray you. Someone's going to take your idea. Whether it's a close friend, whether it's whoever you invest in, whether it's a publicist or a manager, an agent, an attorney, it's only going to get worse. So what you really need to do is watch those unsungs. Watch the true Hollywood stories. Watch these people's journeys. If you're living long enough, you see how people started where they are now. And when everybody knows, so it's a lot of that now with documentaries. Look how the Wu-Tang and how Strata Compton or how Whitney, all these different people, you got the biopics now. Watch their real true lives that you really want to do. Hear what they go through. Hear about the drug addiction, why they started doing that. Hear about everybody yelling about pedophilia and all this other type. So like, listen to everything that's going on. Then decide, you talking about, oh, you just mad about because you missed this audition.
Yeah.
So listen to these real stories, people who haven't made it yet, and ask them why they haven't made it. Because when people look at me, it's like they look two different ways. And they say, well, you've been out here for 21 years, and that's just all that you got as a BET movie or a Netflix movie, whatever. And you're inspired to be as big as Will Smith or whoever the case may be. And then and they're like, damn, that's a shame. You wasted 20 years of your life. And the other will say, man, you've been out here for 20 years doing it. That's commitment. So regardless of the fact, it's like you're still here, you're still doing it, where others may have committed suicide, may have turned to drugs, crime, whatever it may be. So don't look for the short journey. It's only going to get worse more than just somebody taking your role and you didn't get an audition. So when they talk about tough skin, it's only going to get worse. Brély and I, we ain't gonna talk about the project. We're on a project together where we were friends with this person all of a sudden. Once this project had ended, because of the way they handled the business, we're no longer talking to that person. Well, I don't know what Brély is. I haven't. So, and these people, they were close to, we're doing them favors. We're the ones, they came after us because we had a name that's bubbling at the time. And you going to do this to us? And she, so it happens. So yeah, so if that's what's going to break you, then you're not in the right business. Listen to the stories that say, people be like, well, I want to go through that with it. It ain't going to be me going through that. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to have to compromise. You're going to decide yourself, am I willing to do this to get this or not? Because it's going to be the longer journey if I don't. So that's why Trae is taking 21 years to get where he needs to go.
All
'Cause
right.
I've been approached by men and women about sleeping with them to get to those next levels. You know, so it is what it is.
That's good stuff. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Trae, thank you for joining us on location. We appreciate you taking the time. We feel like we're walking with you, but thank you so much for taking that time. Yeah. And Darlene and Brély, I'm so proud of all of you for the great work you're doing, and I know this show will help others. So we'll see you all soon. We'll look forward to hearing all about your tremendous journey. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. We love you.
We love you too. Bye.
Hello, Dr. Gloria. My name is Trae Herbecki and I live in Lawndale, California. And as a creative, I find that I'm constantly having to reinvent myself. And every time I reinvent myself, then it doesn't work out. And I'm disappointed. And I've been through this so many times in my life, looking at reinventing myself now yet again. So I wondered if there was some advice or tools that you could give me so that I can go into it this time and not be dreading the disappointment and actually be heading for a future that's going to fulfill me. Thank you.
Thank you, Trae. You know, I'm wondering if you are starting things every time something doesn't work out, you start something over without giving sufficient time for something to materialize. So I think you need to go back and see what's causing you to keep starting over and over and over again with different things that you're doing. Because it may be that you need to just stick it out and wait to see how it's going to materialize before prematurely aborting the idea. But if not, sometimes we need to have a life coach or somebody that can help us to navigate as we're trying to figure out the best thing it is for us to do. So thank you for that question, because I know there are people watching who may have similar questions. Thank you again. Well, thank you for watching A Brand New Me with Dr. Gloria. I hope that you have been benefited by our episode today. Just know that I love you and there is nothing you can do about it.
Perhaps you've seen something in this episode that has caused you to want to dig deeper, ask more questions, get more answers. Well, you can always ask Dr. Gloria by sending a video question to brandnewmewithdrgloria@gmail.com.